Hiya. So then today, cracking on, I'm going to be painting Australia's richest woman, Gina Rineheart. Why? Why am I painting Australia's richest woman, Gina Rineheart? Well, you may have seen in the news a few weeks ago now, um, there was an exhibition in Australia, um, by the Indigenous artist Vincent Namatjira, and one of the portraits in this exhibition was of Australia's richest woman, Gina Rineheart, and she asked for the painting to be removed. No reason given. She just didn't want the painting in the exhibition to be on display. As far as I know, the painting's still in the exhibition because it's not for her to say. Which raises a question I might get onto later about, well, who has the right to say this. Does she have the right? It's her face, after all. Who knows? But anyway, it made a lot of news, and it attracted a lot of hilarity on the internet, and that hilarity really annoyed me, because it was mainly people saying, look at the state of that portrait. I'm not surprised she didn't want it to be on display. And I feel that reaction, people were not only laughing, they were laughing at the painting, and at the painter, I suppose, in a way that was saying, he can't paint, ha ha ha, he's rubbish. My reaction to that is, who are you to say someone can paint or not? You can say you don't like it, it's fine, but the laughter, I find very condescending. Because I saw that painting and I recognised the kindred spirit straight away in the way he paints, and I got it straight away. I see it, and I may be wrong, but I think I'm looking at someone who paints like I paint. You just get your pen, you get your brush, and you just go for it. There is no preparation in terms of penciling anything out or underpainting, putting some guidelines down. It looks to me like he just gets stuck in, and the painting is whatever turns out at the end. And it's a wonderful way of painting. It's really free, natural way to paint. It's almost like you're playing with paint and images. And I think everyone should paint that way, or at least have a go at it. And if you were one of the people laughing at the painting, then I think it's your job to try and paint what you think it should look like. Either that, or it's time to try to understand what happens when paint is put on paper, canvas, wood, and try and understand that a portrait can be whatever the artist wants it to be. There is no rule anywhere that says a portrait has to look exactly like the subject. It's not written down anywhere. Really isn't. A portrait is simply a painting of a person. That's it. That's it. Sometimes it doesn't have even to be a painting of the person. I think I could argue that a painting of something else associated with the person could equally be a portrait. I've got a painting where it just says, "Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Elton John." And I say that's a portrait of George Michael. You see those words and you instantly think of George Michael. So maybe being very arch by that saying that, but that's what I think. So yeah, if you think a portrait has to look like exactly like the subject, well, do it. Or just get a camera and take a photo. I'm very passionate about this. I'm very passionate because, like Vincent Namatjira, got a lot of stick on the internet. Fortunately, he probably didn't see the vast majority of it, if any of it. I have had a lot of stick on the internet for my paintings, my arts, from people who assume that it's meant to be a perfect photorealistic piece of work, and it just isn't. It really isn't. And I laugh. You see me laugh at my paintings, and I laugh at how wonky they turn out. And Vincent Namatjira's portrait of Gina Rineheart, yes, it is wonky. But that's what's wonderful about it. It's interesting. It's exciting. The most boring art that I could think of to look at is something that's photorealistic and perfect. It's very dull. And we have no need for that anymore. We've got cameras. It feels like a photorealistic painting these days is just... It's more like athletics. It's more like a sport. Or it's more like showing off. Look what I can do. Yeah, you send me to sleep. So I'm very passionate about that. And I thought, right, I'm going to paint my own version. I'm trying not to paint... I've not got Vincent Namatjira's painting in front of me. So, because I don't want to paint that. I'm trying to use what appears to be the source photograph that he used. But that's about it. I'm looking at it and I'm putting pens on paper and I'm painting. So there is another question there. Probably not done with the thing about sneering at him, but the other question that is, I find more interesting is, does she have the right to ask for it to be taken down? And that's one I don't know the answer to. I mean, she's got the right to ask for it. But my friend Darren, also Darren, he feels very concerned, or he's got strong feelings about people who may sit and sketch other people on public transport and stuff. So while the other person, the subject, hasn't been asked if that was okay. And it happens a lot in the sketching world. And I think it's kind of common practice at art schools. I think I would imagine, it would be recommended that you draw all the time, and part of that drawing would be drawing people you see out in public and that. And he kind of says, well, what gives you the right to just sit and stare at them and draw them without telling them? In the same way that what gives you the right, if you were getting your phone out and taking a picture of them, would that be right? Would that be a bit creepy? Totally see where he's coming from. Now, I do a lot of portraits of famous people. Nearly everything I paint is a famous person. And the question, I think, is still applicable. What gives me the right to paint that famous person? And I don't know the answer. But maybe she does have the right to ask for it to be taken down and for that request to be seriously considered. Just because she's famous in Australia, not anywhere else really, that does that necessarily mean, well, she's got to take it then? She's got to deal with the fact that she's going to be painted and that. It goes with the territory of having billions of dollars. So yeah, I don't know what the answer is, but I think it is worth considering. Just realised I've not got my trademark orange jacket on. I was meant to be having that as a kind of uniform for the videos now. I don't know. I'm wearing my Donny Benair t-shirts. There we go. Speaking of famous Australians, Australia's finest synth disco artist, who I've drawn several times. So yeah, does she have the right? I think she does have the right, and I think she has the right to be listened to. Obviously, I also think that the gallery has a right to tell her to F off. It's an interesting one. But yeah, I'm enjoying painting this actually. This isn't looking particularly comedic at the moment. It's looking all right. Again, see, I fall into that trap. Oh, it's not funny. This one's all right. It's so hard to get out of that use of the language. In kind of qualifying what you're working on and giving it some sort of rating, almost a quality rating. Okay, it's looking all right so far. That hair needs to come down further actually. There we go. The background on Vincent's painting is brown. I'm going to do the same. Like I say, I'm not trying to copy it, but let's do the background the same colour. Not using acrylics, by the way, just like he does. I've realised I prefer to use acrylics on a big surface. I don't have really. It's hard to do that with my filming setup. There we go. I have some good news actually. I'm filming this in May the 20. The big hand is covering up the date. Is it 24th? May the 24th. And 10 of my record cover paintings are going to be in an exhibition in London from between July and October. So that's really exciting. I can't tell you any more about that whilst I'm filming. I'm not sure when it goes public. I know you'll be watching this in June. This is when this video is going out. It might already be public by then. I will probably film a little separate video about that to tell you, but that's really exciting. I have no idea how I found out about this exhibition, but I was invited to well, I applied and then they invited me to submit some images. They said, I don't know how many they said, but I think they left it open-ended, so I thought, fuck it, I'm going to submit like 10, so they'll take a couple. And then they got back to me, yeah, we'll have all 10, please. It's great. They've sorting shipping out and everything, so that's really exciting. I need to get them packaged up and sent off. So yeah, that's some great news at a time when I'm not selling anything, although I don't think they're for sale in the actual exhibition either. But it'll get my name around, I hope. And it gives me a chance to go down to London and go to the exhibition, then do some touristic London things. That would be good. Right, I need to do Gina's eyes. Oh, I need blue, don't I? She got blue eyes. Is that blue eyeshadow? It's hard to tell. Right, so black. So I think we've got one there. Ooh. Yeah, that's one. And then the next one is about here. There we go. I think in this painting I'm actually not being as loose as the Namatjira painting. I like his paintings, by the way. I've seen other paintings by him, and I think they're good. They're fun. They've been compared to outsider art, and I think that's fair. There is possibly an untrained element to them, which again would be in line with what I'm into. Nothing wrong with going learning your craft, obviously, but it's not the only way to be an artist. There are plenty of other ways to do it. Right, mouth. That's a good grey for the eyeshadow. Yeah. The top lip is almost always darker because it's facing down. Nearly done this, I think. I'll do her pearls, and then I'm calling that a day. I'm just going to do these in black, or whatever's on my brush. Just round. There we go. Is that done? Let's have a look. I'm looking in my camera screen. Yeah, I think that's done. So that is my version of Gina Rinehart's Painted in Solidarity with Vincent Namatjira. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? You go and paint your version of Gina Rineheart. If you can, show me somehow. I'm all over the internet. Check out my Patreon while you're at it. Cheers. See ya.